right, Royal Ones, this is Miss Gigi coming at you again with another juicy episode. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Miss Betty Shabazz. She is the widow of Mr. Malcolm X, also known as um, L. I want to make sure I pronounce his name right. Um, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. Shabazz. It's very Muslim. I can't really pronounce it. Out of due respect for Mr. Malcolm X. Betty Shabazz was born Betty Dean Saunders. She was born May 28th, 1934 in Detroit, Michigan. And then she died June 23rd, 1997 in New York. She was a civil rights advocate, educator, and nurse. After she graduated from high school, Saunders left her foster parents' home in Detroit to study at the Tuskegee University, which is a historically black college in Alabama. She intended to earn a degree in education and become a teacher. Saunders' studies suffered as a result of her growing frustration. She decided to change her field of study from education to nursing and attend Brooklyn State College School of Nursing in 1953. Betty Shabazz moved to New York City to become a nurse because she was unhappy with racism in the South of Alabama. She met Malcolm X in 1956 and joined the Nation of Islam. They married January 14th, 1958. She too left the Nation of Islam in 1964 in support of her husband. Betty Shabazz began to accept speaking engagements at colleges and universities. She often spoke about the black nationalist philosophy of Malcolm X. But she also spoke about her role as a wife and mother. After the death of her husband, Malcolm X, the widow Betty Shabazz devoted her life to raising her 6 girls, working full-time and completing her education. Receiving her highest education, a PhD in 1975 from the University of Massachusetts in education. As a single mother of 6 girls, Shabazz was working at Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn, New York to support them. By 1980, Shabazz was overseeing the health sciences department, and the college president decided she could be more effective in a purely administrative position than she was in the classroom. She was promoted to Director of Institutional Advancement until the day she died. Wow. Ooh. In 1984, she hosted the New York Convention of the National College of Negro Women. Shabazz became active in the NAACP and the National Urban League. From what I gather, Betty Shabazz did not want to fully continue to carry the legacy of Malcolm X because of his strong views at the time. He was radical and motivated by violence, self-defense, and only in the end promoted peace. But because so much damage was already done, only Malcolm X could have set it all straight. Betty Shabazz was a stellar college student, housewife, and mother to 6 girls, and devoted wife to Malcolm X. For many years, Shabazz harbored resentment toward the Nation of Islam and Louis Farrakhan for what she thought was their role in the assassination of her husband, Malcolm X, especially after Louis Farrakhan made a remark in a controversial speech in 1993. Following the arrest of her daughter, Corbella, for allegedly conspiring to kill Louis Farrakhan, her grandson, Malcolm, was left in her care, and he set fire to the apartment when he was 12 years old. That caused first-degree burns over 80% of her body. She was hospitalized for 3 weeks and died as a result of her injuries in Yonkers, New York. Betty Shabazz was 63 years old when she died. Malcolm Shabazz was sentenced to 18 months in juvenile detention for manslaughter and arson. In 1997, the Community Healthcare Network renamed one of the clinics in Brooklyn, New York, Dr. Betty Shabazz Health Center, and the Betty Shabazz International Charter School was founded in 1998 in Chicago, Illinois. Shabazz was buried next to her husband, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz Malcolm X, at the Ferncliff Cemetery in Hartsdale, New York. All right, Royal Ones, tell me what you think about the Miss Powerful and very educated Miss Betty Shabazz. Meet me in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. Thank you so much, Miss Betty Shabazz, for your contribution to our our society as a very positive role model and figure, and prominent figure in the Black community. May her soul rest in peace. May Malcolm X soul rest in peace. Yes, Malcolm X was very controversial, but he was teaching, self defense. But in the end, he was teaching nonviolence. So I I really think they both made a positive contribution to society. Um, Meet me in the comment section, Roy Ones. Tell me what you think about Miss Betty Shabazz and Malcolm X. We can talk about both of them, the husband and wife. Thank you so much for listening to this message. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Love, hugs, and kisses. Bye.